Hi, welcome to Dryden, New York. I'm Dan Antonioli, green builder, sustainability advocate. I am embarking on a journey here on a property in the village of Dryden to transform this historic property into a net zero energy, all electric, solar powered historic property. I believe this world can be running 100% on renewables and that the built environment can be transformed. And we're going to show you how that can be done. We're going to bring in a deep shade of green. We're going to bring permaculture to the landscape. We're going to transform these solar panels behind us into a more aesthetically appropriate design. And we're going to transform the house into an all-electric, comfortable, awesome place to live. So join me on the journey. It's going to be fun and informative. So when I first landed here, I came out and looked at the solar arrays, and this sounds crazy, but I talked to them. I said, wow, what's going on here? You're so big and imposing. And I started to hear these voices. And the first voice I heard was the Egyptian sun goddess Sekhmet. She said, look, I'm here to do business. I'm serious. I then went to the next solar array, and it was the solar goddess Suna of Norse legend, and I listened to her. And then I went to the back of the class, and lo and behold, Helios, the Greek god, spoke up. And I said, all right, the three of you are here. You're not going anywhere. And I'm going to listen to you, and maybe we can talk and get some work done here. How's that? And they told me, well, we really like being here. This is a great location, but we're not really fitting in the way we want to. I said, okay, well, let's work together to get you fit in a way that's going to look better for you. It's going to look better for me. The neighbors are going to like it better. So one of the places we're going to go is on the roof of this barn behind me. And even though it's east facing, it's not perfect south. And these folks really like to be, facing south. And we get that. But we talked about it. We decided that there was enough sun hitting that east facing roof to give them what they need, which is lots of sun, lots of light. So not perfect south orientation, guess what? You don't need it. You can work with the east facing sun and lots of light, lots of sun. It's going to be great. So now we're on the inside of the house and we're in the kitchen. This was the original house. This little four-wall structure was built in 1818. And there's something wrong with this picture. We've got all this solar power outside, and the goddesses and the god are a little bit upset with what's going on here because they're producing electricity, and yet behind me you'll see there's a gas range. And I know we all like to cook on fire, on gas ranges, but there's a little problem with that. And that problem's called global warming. That problem's called fracking. And as much as I like to cook on gas ranges, we're going to switch that out to an induction cooker. They're new and groovy, all the rage, and even some of the big chefs in this country are standing behind them and saying it's the way to cook. Also, what's wrong with this picture is we have a wood-burning stove over here for heating, and we have a gas heater over here for heating. This is on top of a gas-fired HVAC system to heat the house. That's gas, that's fracking, and that's global warming, and that's what we're going to change. Another thing to think about with the conversion to an all-electric future is that an all-electric building is a safer building. Not only are you not fracking and contributing to global warming, you have a safer environment. You don't have carbon monoxide poisoning. You have less probability of fires. Spark and gas mean explosion and fires. So this is going to be easy to do, very accessible to most people in most buildings, and we're going to show you how. Okay, now we're down in the basement, the nerve center of sustainability in America and around the world. What you see over here is a high efficiency gas HVAC system. It's a heater. You know them, you love them, you grew up with them, but we're going to change them. This is gas, this is fracking. And not only that, we're losing energy. This is hot, really, really hot. If you have one of these at home, you might go down when it's turned on and very carefully just touch it. We're losing heat. This is inefficiency. Do we need to ramp up more energy production, or do we need to just save what we have? We got to start with conservation. You must reduce before you produce. So what we'll be doing is switching this out for either a geothermal system or a heat pump system. Heat pumps are all the rage now. But more importantly, we're not just going to switch this out and let the antiquated design do its thing. We're going to insulate these. We're going to deliver the heat where we want it. And rather than losing all this heat in the basement where we don't need it, we're going to deliver it to the house. Another area where we lose a lot of heat is in our drain pipes. You heard me say it, drain pipes. Think about this. When you take a shower, you wash the dishes, you wash your hands, where does that heat go? It goes down the drain pipe. Right now, we can feel the heat in this drain pipe, and I'm going to show you how you can capture that heat and direct it back into the house. The last thing we're going to look at is the hot water heater. Number one, this is a gas hot water heater that's going to go away. And number two, and more importantly, is that when you turn on a hot water valve, the hot water tap, where does the hot water come from? Well, it comes from the hot water heater, and it has to travel up into the building. How does it do that? It comes up the hot water line. And look at this. This is heat that's escaping into the basement. Why are we doing that? Why aren't we insulating our hot water pipes? We could be conserving all this heat. Again, it doesn't matter if you're upgrading to a more efficient system. You want to conserve and deliver the heat where you want it. Simple. You can do this today if you want to. Go check your hot water pipes. Be careful. They're hot. They're losing a lot of heat. So that gives you a glimpse of the project. This is going to be an interesting, fun demonstration of what's possible with a historic property. Sustainability is a big puzzle, and there are many pieces to that puzzle, and this is one of them. If we all work together to piece that together, we can move this country into a sustainable future.